Akani's been training for a long time for this fight. Even before his last fight that he won on a knockout in the first round. So he's extremely fit, he's totally committed. He's had great sparring, and I'm very confident about this particular fight.
As Chris is in training all the time, so we just go from the one fight straight into the next. His previous fight wasn't really a hard fight. He never took any shots, so he was back in the gym the Monday after the fight, and we just stay on the program. And there's no specific time period that we prepare for fights. He's in the gym all the time. He's walking around on the weight all the time, so he's ready to fight any day. So he's just on the program, and he's had no hiccups in the prep. Everything's been going according to plan, and yeah, come Saturday he'll be ready to fight.
It's probably been the best camp that I've had so far. You know, we trained really hard. I've concentrated a lot on the sweet science of boxing recovery. With the way that we've been training, you know, I'm the fittest that I've ever been in my career. I'm the strongest that I've ever been in my career. And condition-wise, yeah, I feel like a concrete block, to be honest.
No, he's a good guy. He's a tough opponent, but then I don't know this time how it will be. Yeah, so we'll see in the ring. But he's a tough opponent. He's a good guy. He's a gentleman outside and inside the ring. So we'll see on the day of the fight.
Look, Akani's good. He's got experience. He's got amateur experience. Let me say that. You know, in the pro ranks, obviously, I've had almost double the fights as what Akani's had. He's a good boxer. His ring IQ is high. That's why I love this fight. This fight's a good test for me. You know, we're not. I've said it time and time again. I'm not here to fight car gods. I'm here to fight the best. I want to test myself. You know, Akani he's a good step for me to take it on to the next scene. He's a good fighter. I'm a great fighter.
No, the first fight I wasn't prepared. I won't lie to you. I wasn't fully prepared. I didn't prepare. Last week I didn't even train, and I was fighting. I wasn't boxing, so I got tired and all that. But for this fight, it's 10 rounds. I'm very prepared, and I'm prepared to box him, outbox him.
As a lot of people know, the first time that Akani and I fought, I believe the decision wasn't right. He got a point deduction for hitting low in a 6-round fight. I mean, you can't tell me I won 2 rounds. If you go watch the fight, anybody, yeah, you can't tell me I won 2 rounds. So look, there I didn't have much experience. I didn't know much about boxing. It was my 3rd fight, and as everyone knows, I'd been training for 6 months. I'd been boxing for 6 months. You know, now I've been boxing for more than double that time. So yeah, we've changed a lot. I've changed a lot as a fighter. I've learned a lot as a fighter from sparring, from my various fights, and from my previous fight with Akani. I learned a lot. You know, it was a good education for me. You know, you learn a lot from good fights. You learn nothing from first round lockouts like my last fight. You learn nothing. You learn a lot from being tested, and he tested me. So yeah, we've changed a lot.
Look, it was a very good fight. I mean, they even sparred 8 months ago, and it was a war. They fought, it was a war. So it's going to be this is going to be, in my opinion, you've got the 2 best future cruiserweights in the country, right? So I expect a very, very hard, tough fight, you know. But I think Akani's skill and his work rate should take him to success in this fight.
Very confident. The previous fight between the 2 of them was a hard fight for Chris, as he was the underdog in terms of experience. Akani is he comes into the pro ranks with a great amateur record. I believe he's had close to 200 fights or even more, where Chris has had none. So the last 2 years, year and a half that Chris has been with me, he stepped up, and he can get into the ring with guys like Akani and Aldizan. The previous fight between the 2 of them was a very close contest. It could have gone either way. I still think Chris did enough to shave it. As I said, it was a close contest. He got the decision. We took it on the chin and we moved on. Previously it was over 6 rounds. He also tend to slow down in the later rounds. This time around it's over 10 rounds, and Chris is super fit, super ready. He gets stronger as the rounds go. So I think this time we're going to sing a different tune, and we're going to get a result here.
For me, and yeah, for him as well. But then it's a big fight since we don't have a lot of cruiserweight in our country and in our division. I think the upcoming stars, it's me and him. So it's a big fight for us to fight now. It's a good step up there for both of us. Yeah.
You know, a lot of South Africans are cotton wooling. You know, big time. Trainers are cotton wooling their boys. The fighters themselves are scared to fight the best. You know, whereas you know Alan and Gert have said, you know what, let's have a great local matchup. Akani's from Soweto, I'm from the West Rand. We're both South African. It's by far the biggest fight, cruiserweight fight in South Africa. I would say even of last year and this year, I don't see another fight equaling up to this.
100%. I feel great. I think I'll finish the whole 10 rounds if there's no stoppage or anything. But then I'll finish the whole 10 rounds. Even if it was 12, I'm cool, I'm ready.
Obviously the 10 rounds suits me better. I'm extremely fit. And in the later rounds, my fitness will take me through, you know. Like I said, I've never been as fit as I am now. So the 10 rounds is a big advantage, you know. Akani and I both went 6 rounds. It's the furthest that both of us have gone in a professional fight. And the 10 rounds, it suits me better.
A lot of people said, why should they fight now, both of them? Because I believe both of them have got talent. I believe both of them can go far. So whoever loses this fight, I don't believe it's the end for either of them. So to answer your question, I think it may be too soon for both of them, may not. I feel that it's a good fight for them now in terms of their careers, especially for Akani. And irrespective of whether Akani's had an amateur career, there are some guys that were top-class amateurs, even that have been in my gym and haven't performed in the pro ranks. You know, so it works both ways for me. Chris, I know, is a hard worker. He's dedicated. He's committed. You can see he'll die in that ring. You understand? So we know what we're up against. You know, so I think we're in for a good night.
Look, we didn't work on a knockout strategy. Chris is on a 12-round program anyway. He can fight 12 rounds tomorrow if he needs to. We look at it, if a knockout comes, it will be purely a bonus. We're going to be in there for 10 rounds and we're going to work hard for 10 rounds, and that's our game plan. We go in there to fight the distance and to win it on points. If anything happens and a knockout comes, just a bonus.
He's got power, can take a punch, for that I'm sure. But then I think he doesn't really have legs, and his footwork is not really good compared to mine and all that. So, I don't know. Maybe it's changed or something, you never know. Eh?
My opponent's strengths and weaknesses. Look, he works the body quite well. His weaknesses is he's not as fit as me. He doesn't have the heart that I have. You know, I'm a warrior. He is a warrior, but you know, when it goes to the deep trenches, you know, I'm not willing to drown. And he's not very good on the back foot. So if I put him on the back foot, he's not going to handle the pressure that I have to give.
Chris, it's a big fight for me and you, buddy. So I know we're good. We don't have beef or anything, but then come the day of the fight, you're going down, bro. You're going down.
Akani, good luck. Like we've always said, it's business. You know, this is nothing personal. You've been sent to contract with both fighters. I've been sent to contract. Let's fight. You know, may the best man win. I'm the best man. But good luck. You're a professional guy. I'm a professional guy. So let's get it on. Let's dance. Let's put on the best fight. And we can both go to the SA Boxing Awards at the end of the year and get Fight of the Year.